Your teams in New Westminster, obviously, I mean, I think you could use the word terrorized, or they're big and tough. And was that, you mentioned, you talked about being entertaining, that's what the fans wanted. Is that why you did it, or was it just a function of the reality of the game back then?
Well, it was the way the game was played. Like, Philadelphia Flyers was tough, aggressive hockey club. And I said, well, if this is what they're looking for, the players to go to the National Hockey League, we better prepare these guys for that role, because the one year we had 11 guys drafted. I mean, so when the draft started to happen. But no, I thought that, the old story is, when playoffs come, it seems the referees put the whistle away. So I would pick my hockey club in September, and usually big, strong hockey players with skill levels, not just toughness, but skill levels. And like Stan Schmiel, for instance, which everybody knows here locally. Stan actually played in all 4 Memorial Cups. So he came to me at 15-year-olds. And so when we put them together, it was the best, because I used to tell my guys, the most important guy in your life today is the guy that sits beside you. And the other thing was, I'd always get the players, if I can get you all thinking like one, then that's when we win. So it turned out, there's of course, you talk about a lot of players and different guys, but each player brought a different role to the game. And I would say, the guy that sat beside you for 2 or 3 years become your lifeline buddy. And today, so many guys you see, like Lofthouse that's here. I see Lofty all the time, of course, at the hockey games, but then Stan and guys like that. But the other night, Billy Ranford. Billy's now a goaltender coach for LA. So the guys are all in the circle yet. Les Jackson is in Dallas, Texas. So guys are still out there. So when I go to the games, there's always somebody. It doesn't matter. Even the coaches now, like out of Dallas, and Kurt Fraser. Well, Kurt, we always tell the stories because he was a tough kid with Victoria, and he always got in a fight. Okay, so there was always talk. So we get a chance to see these guys, and they got to always have a little story. Everybody. So.
There's a lot of pros out there, ex-NHLers and junior guys for that matter, would talk about that bus ride over the Patella Bridge to Queen's Park Arena, and their knees nattering their teeth, chattering. And what was that building like, and as a place, especially for the opposition to come into your barn? Well,
it was tough for them because it was a small rink. And it was a little more difficult for players, and of course the stories got more and more and more. Like somebody would start, the bus started to shake going over the Patula Bridge. Well, that was a story that somebody put out, and then of course he told somebody else, and then they said, oh yeah, it's tough going in there, and we made it tough. We made it tough on players, and. It was the way the game was in them days, and we just happened to be one of the tougher ones.
Was that key to your success? Just that home ice advantage, per se, that those teams, I've talked to Ryan Walter where he said guys on his team didn't even want to get off the bus at times to go play you guys because they knew what they were in for.
Yeah. I think that the image went out. More so than really what it was. It was never a point of saying, okay, like we're going to be this tough against this club tonight, or no. I think as it happened, Craig, it was a little different, but I don't think that we set it out for success in coaching. I think I was way ahead of the coaching established Larry. I realized after the first year going to the Memorial Cup, 3 lines wasn't good enough. I was the first team that went to 4 lines. I was the first coach that ever had the defense and reverse the puck behind the net. I told you a little story how we beat Peterborough Pete's out by changing the style of hockey at that time. No, I think I was, way ahead of thinking of how you can beat the other team. And I would change my system always 1 month before the playoffs. so that I would have my guys ready for a different type of play. If they came and they figured out, like Roger Nielsen and Gary Green figured out if we blocked them off, okay? And so I changed the system. It only took me 2 hours, but it changed the system so that we won that one 7-3 in Peterborough, against Peterborough. So it was not only toughness, but that's what the National Hockey League wanted, so that's what I prepared them for.